I'm Sue Barlow and welcome to Cape House Cooking. Today we're going to make homemade pizza from scratch. So I have my KitchenAid mixer here and we're going to make the dough. It's going to take a while to rise, so I want to get it made early. You could even do it the night before and let it rise, then punch it down and put it in the refrigerator overnight. A friend of mine's coming over, and Diana McDermott, and she's going to work with me today to help me make these pizzas. So it's pretty exciting, but I want to get this dough made and let it have a chance to rise before she gets here. So I'm starting a little bit early without her. Pizza dough is just so easy to make. And it's funny because there's only basically 4 ingredients: water, oil, flour, and yeast. And yet, as you probably have noticed out there eating pizza in all the different pizzerias and restaurants, it all tastes different. You know, it's just a very subtle difference, but and people love that crust. They love their pizza dough, and everybody has a favorite style and thickness and taste. And anyway, we'll just show you how I make it. I've been making it for about 10 years, and this is how I do it. So I actually weigh out my ingredients for this recipe. It's just easier that way. It's what the recipe says, and I just find it's really accurate, and I end up getting the same dough quality every time. So it says 1.5 pounds of bread flour. So I have my bread flour here, and there's different kinds of flour, as you probably know. There's this is bread flour. It says it right on the package. It's got more gluten in it. It's a little bit stronger flour than all-purpose flour, which is you know, your basic flour that you use to make lots of different things. And then, of course, there's your cake flours and your pastry flours, which are a finer, more delicate flour. So for a pizza crust, we want it, you know, to be strong and chewy and, you know, have all those great characteristics that pizza crust has. So we're using a big, strong bread flour for that. So 1.5 pounds, and I'm going to measure it right out in my bowl. You know, why not? So I have my scale here. It's just a little scale I bought, I think, you know, at a big box store. Not too expensive. So let's see. Make sure it has units of measure in grams or in pounds and ounces. So usually you just put it on the scale, and then you hit tare, which zeroes it out. And so now we're at 0. So now I can weigh my 1.5 pounds of bread flour. What I'm going to do is proof my yeast. So this recipe calls for 14 to 15 ounces of water. So I'm going to take probably 8 ounces of water and mix it with my yeast. And my yeast, I'm going to use the active dry yeast. There's 2 different kinds of yeast. There's active dry, which usually you add warm water and a little sugar, and it foams up after a little while, and that's called proofing it. This is the rapid rise, which really is instant yeast. And that one you don't have to proof. Usually you just dump it in with your dry ingredients. Set up my scale, it's on grams, and I need 4 grams. Warm water to activate the yeast and proof it. It says 105 degrees, 110 degrees. Honestly, I just used the delicate part of the inside of my wrist and think of it like a baby's bottle. I don't know if you've ever warmed up a baby's bottle, but to me, that's about the right temperature. A tablespoon of sugar. Stir it around. And then we wait. And 1 tablespoon of salt. What I have to do is make my sauce, which I can do that now while I'm waiting for this to foam up, which it almost is. So we're going to make a quick and easy sauce. we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water. I don't want this sauce too runny, but I don't want it too thick either. Olive oil, a tablespoon of that. And then some Italian seasoning. So I just take some of this Italian seasoning and I like to pinch it a little bit and just kind of crush it in my fingers. It seems to bring out the flavor a little more. Alright, so I'm just going to put a couple of cloves of garlic in my sauce. So this is the easy way to get these, break the seal on these garlic, get these papery shells off. Just kind of either bang it with a knife or I just lay the knife on it and press down hard. And then I can just chop up this garlic a little bit. You can use garlic twist. I have one of those. It's a little device that you just twist the garlic. Alright, so I'm going to put this on the stove, get this simmering, so we'll have our sauce ready. I don't know if you can see this, but it is foamy, so that yeast proofed nicely. Add that in. Alright, so 6 and 8 is 14. So now we have our 14 ounces of water in. And it says 14 to 15, so we're going to start small, and if we need more, we can add it. Olive oil in here, 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Alright. And this is a dough hook that I'm using. Beat on low for 12 minutes at first speed. If it looks like it's too dry at the end, I can add a little more water. And hopefully this will work out. It's going to just form one ball. I'm going to put my mozzarella cheeses that I want to grate for the pizza. I want to get them into the freezer and let them get really cold and kind of hard. It makes it much easier to grate. It's a little trick when working with mozzarella, which can be very soft and kind of hard to grate. It gets mushy, so just put it in the freezer for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Let it really get a little bit harder. You don't want to freeze it, but just makes it a lot firmer and easier to work with. Okay, so the timer's going off and our dough should be done. And there it is, our beautiful pizza dough. Feels nice, not too sticky, not too dry. I think that was just right. So you just fold it all under, just kind of make a ball by folding all the edges under. And then just going to put some olive oil in this pan. And you just want to roll it around in the olive oil. And you just don't want it to get crusty. You want to keep it all nice and moist and soft on the outer shell here. So we just roll it around in olive oil. There it is, beautiful. I'm just going to cover it with a towel and let it rise. Just to let it rise in a warm place, so the stove's on. I don't want it too warm, but it's nice. It's warm in the house, so I'm not too worried about that. So I think what we're going to do now is make one more batch of dough, just so we have enough to make all our pizzas. So I just turned my oven on. I want to get that nice and hot. I just preheated it to 445 degrees. There we go. And there is pizza flour made especially for making pizza dough. It's even higher gluten. And you could buy it. I did talk to one of the chefs, one of my teachers, about it, and I thought about trying to get some or adding some extra gluten, and I can just feel how warm this is just from doing, this one batch with just bread flour. And she says it's going to be hard on the machines. It'll break these little machines. Maybe not break them, but we'll wear it out faster. So I love my mixer, so I says no, I don't think I'll do that. We have our buffalo chicken prepared. We have our cheeses done. I've cut up some Greek olives and I have some feta cheese. I'm going to make a nice Greek pizza too. You know that end of the asparagus is so tough, so people are like, well, how far up do you cut it? It should break naturally where it's tender. So I just kind of bend it, hold it at the two ends, bend it, and where it breaks is its natural place. Okay, here we are at Cape House Cooking with my dear friend Diana McDermott, and I think you have to come over here a little closer.
A little closer?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to making some delicious pizza.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. We've done this before together. Yeah. And it came out really good, so let's see if we can do it for the camera this time.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. So before you got here, I started early because you know this dough takes a few hours to rise. So I got up early and used the stand mixer and mixed up a couple batches of dough. It's pretty much doubled in size. So now the fun part is you get to punch it, and that's called punching it down. Do you want to take the honors, or do you want me to do it?
Why don't you do it and I'll follow your lead.
Okay, you can do it next time.
Perfect.
All right, so you just give it a good punch. And all that yeast has made this dough nice and light and put a lot of air in it. So now we just tuck it all under and we are ready to start making our pizza. So one of the things we're going to do is we have to divide up. This would obviously make a really big pizza. So we have to divide up our dough into individual pizza sizes. 7 or 8 ounces maybe. That's 7. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And just wrap them up as I cut them up.
Right.
And we don't want them to dry out.
Now, can you save these? Can you put them in the refrigerator for later?
Oh, yeah.
And of course, you want it to fit on the peel, right? You don't want
That's
it to
it.
be bigger than the peel.
And or my pizza stone that's in my oven, you know, that's only so big. Yeah, so
begins the pizza, right?
So begins our pizza making. So our oven's preheated to 445.
Do you keep the stone oven in there?
I do. I just leave mine in all the time.
Okay.
Yep. Now I know you guys have been making some pizza at home.
We have.
Yeah.
We've been very good.
Awesome. Awesome. Now are you making your own dough?
No, we usually buy it.
Yep. So let's see how this rolls out. So what do you think we should put on this one?
Well, I'm thinking, how about the Greek pizza?
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I love that. It's so pretty.
It's pretty and it tastes good.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when you're rolling up this dough, you have to just give it a chance to relax. Sometimes you're just fighting with it, and it's like, you know what? Just needs a little more time to relax. So that happens.
That does. Don't you find if you don't form the circle initially, it's difficult to later get it into a circle?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So it's sort of the beginning, I think, is going to tell you if you're going to
Get a circle
or not. Right.
I kind of like the random shapes.
You do?
I do. You try to get a perfect circle.
Although, you know what? I actually like the rectangular.
Yeah, that's fun too. But you know, I've always had kind of a free form pizza. I've never been like it's got to be a perfect circle. And you know, I've had them kind of fun. You know, when they've come out in like a heart shape.
Very nice.
So romantic.
For that nice, fun Valentine's Day.
Right, for your Valentine pizza. Date night.
Oh, it does look good.
Yeah. So let's see. My pizza peel. And I know you brought a fancy one. I'll let you use that one for the first time.
All right.
Just going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on here. Just just to make sure it doesn't stick on. I don't want too much, but just a little bit. And then once we get to this stage and we put it on the peel, I like to work pretty fast. I don't want to let it sit around on the peel too long and start sticking to it.
Okay.
So then I'm just going to just brush it with some olive oil. And you know, honestly, I've always wondered how, you ever go in the pizzeria or so many pizzerias and their pizza's so greasy. I can't figure out how they get all that grease on a pizza.
I agree. I agree.
I don't know if it's the cheese they're using, but you know, my pizzas are never real greasy or oily, and I'm like, how do they get that river of oil and grease on there? I'm just not sure.
It must be the cheese.
It must be. Now, do you have a particular cheese you like to use when you guys make pizza?
We actually like to do the variety.
Yep.
So we really like to mix.
Okay. Let's see. So there's a little bit of sauce, and I have a little bit of oregano here. I'm just going to do a quick sprinkle of that.
Okay. And of course the dried is more flavorful, right?
I think so. And you know what I find, if you just rub it in between your fingers when you put it on,
Okay.
it really brings the flavor out.
Okay.
So I'd like to put a little bit of mozzarella on. I don't like to have just straight feta cheese on my Greek pizza.
And you leave about an inch, right?
Yeah, I leave a little bit around, and you know, one of the things I try to do is not get any wet on the board, because then that makes things stick and causes problems.
Okay.
So
we have the tomato,
yeah, let's put some feta on, and then just crumble that on. Not too big of chunks.
I like the look of the mixture of the cheese too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It makes it nice and melty. And you want to put on some of those tomatoes and olives.
How's that?
Good.
Some of the delicious olives.
Oh, that looks pretty.
You did a perfect amount, right? Like just enough. Always the fun yet difficult part. Perfect.
And I find if you just shake it back and forth, you know, my urge is always to tilt it.
Right.
It doesn't really help that much.
So just a
a
quick
slight
movement.
slight angle,
Yeah.
and then a lot of shaking.
Okay.
And you know, but then again, you know, try to work kind of fast and not have it sit around on that pizza peel too long, or else it tends to stick to it.
Okay.
So
Even with the flour on it, can
even
still
with
stick.
the flour, especially if it gets anything wet, you know, if it gets some tomato sauce on there or
Right.
juice from the tomatoes or something, and it just adheres to it. So do you want to roll out the next one?
Absolutely. Take one of these. Put a little flour down.
Sure. Well, you guys have been practicing at home.
We have. We've been practicing. So we'll see how well we do.
I know. Well, let's see. You want to get your fancy peel too when you're ready?
Yes.
You can
we'll
try
do
this.
that.
She has a new fancy metal peel. I've never tried that.
Well, I think it works well. I think it really helps to remove it just quickly and easily.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to try very hard
I'm gonna do it.
to get this in a nice shape.
Oh.
I don't know. That's actually a nice heart. Speaking of hearts. Isn't that funny?
Already it's a heart.
That's really nice. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign. It's made with love.
Made with love.
Well, you know, it's the best part about cooking is obviously eating, but it's making it and having fun making it, and you know, so happy you came over today.
Oh,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it. Wow, you're keeping that heart shape.
It's really unbelievable.
You're going
And
for
I'm
it.
actually
You're going for it.
I'm really trying to make it a circuit. But this heart.
It's a happy accident.
Insists.
It's
Yeah,
a
right.
happy accident. That's what I
Oh, that's really great, huh?
Yeah. Okay, now we have to
How's
freeze
that? I think
this
that's
until
good.
Valentine's Day.
Well, I like vegetable. I think
Okay.
vegetable always looks good, and you have asparagus, right?
Yes.
Well, can't go on a pizza. I mean, clams.
I know.
I
Ooh, I have
think-
scallops.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And bacon.
I have Canadian bacon. Scallops and
That would
Canadian
be
bacon.
great.
So we'll do one of those. Yeah.
No, I think that's what's fun. You can really put anything on it, right?
Yeah. Anything your heart desires. They have the Tex-Mex and
Alright.
I have buffalo chicken today too.
Oh, I love buffalo. I've had that.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
know Gil likes that, right?
He does.
Yeah,
The
I
kid,
love
both
that.
the kids like it.
Yeah.
So before you got here, I took the chicken, just pulled it off of a rotisserie chicken and mixed it up with a little of that, hot sauce.
Okay.
So
Easy.
it's all ready to go.
Perfect. And then the red onion, red pepper.
Yeah, and then we just need asparagus.
Asparagus. Yeah.
All right.
Very
Oh,
good.
That looks nice.
That looks very good.
So there it is. A little beauty.
And
First
you can tell
one.
just a slight golden
Look at
color
that.
right around the edge, right?
Sure.
It's very good.
All right. Oh, I thought you were going to use your peel.
Oh, that one is just for taking out.
Oh,
Taking out of
why
the
is
oven.
that?
Because it's very fine, it's very thin.
Oh, it won't.
And, right, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
it's just for taking out.
So you also have two then.
two.
You guys
Yeah,
are like
we
a
are really
a two peel family.
So we've been told.
Kind of crazy.
Oops. There goes my beautiful heart.
Oh, it's still there. It's
So we'll
still
do a little
there.
sauce.
Sure. There's
Oh, first do the olive oil.
There's some oil there, and here's our beautiful sauce. Now, what do you use for a sauce? How do you make your sauce for your pizza?
We usually make our own sauce.
Yep.
But of course we always, if we use already made, we go with organic.
Yep.
So we do different brands organic, and then we like to add our own spices. So we tend to just buy one that's very plain,
Yeah.
and then just add to it.
So when you say you make your own sauce, do you use from tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
Wow. So you just grow your tomatoes and then what? Just can them or freeze
Sean does
them?
all that, but yeah,
Wow.
that's true.
That's crazy. And you grow them right in your yard.
Some of them we do, yes.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Some of them we do. Now this also I learned, but I'm sure you are already familiar with this. Too much flour
Yeah.
on the peel makes the pizza
Kind of dry and tacky.
right like a marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's
not
really like
good.
glue.
Yeah, so that's a good point. And then we have cheese or no
Cheese, yes.
So that's a mixture of mozzarella and, low fat type, what do they say, part skim, whole milk, and then that's cheddar.
Great.
And
Let's do a little cheddar.
whatever
We'll
you
do a
like.
mixture, but
Yeah.
I'll start with the cheddar.
I just want to let you know what they are.
Yeah.
Let me move this so people
That's
can
good.
see. That looks great.
That does look good, doesn't it? There we go. So start with some red pepper, which is very, very flavorful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks so nice.
It looks pretty. I like the colors. And then we'll do the mushroom.
Wow.
Perfect. A little thick, but that's all right.
Nice.
You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right.
All yours.
Here we go. All right, it's all in the wrist.
Little tilt. Not too much yet.
Like I said, this is always the tricky one.
There you
Here
go.
she goes.
Hey. And it's perseverance.
Patience.
Don't you
You're
find it?
right.
It's
Look at that.
perseverance. You can't
I was
panic
ready.
and you can't give
Don't
up.
panic. What's gonna happen? That's great. Easy one.
Mm. Wow.
Delicious.
So good.
Really good.
We did great.
We did. And I love the crust.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nice crunch to it and still soft.
Mm.
Really good.
I mean, you can see on the bottom, it's just cooked perfect. I mean, it holds up nice. You know what I hate is when
Yeah,
they put
right, I
too many
agree.
ingredients on the pizza and it just flops over.
I agree.
And there's oil dripping everywhere. And it just seems so unhealthy. And yet this pizza is just, you know, light and
I
not
agree.
greasy, and it, you know, can hold up nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Got a nice chew to it. Mmm.
Really wonderful. Those tomatoes are great, huh?
Mmm. Nice and fresh
Yeah.
tasting.
Sweet. Actually a great, it's wonderful having pizza at a party, I think.
I do too. People
enjoy
love it.
it.
I know. And honestly, it doesn't take that long to make pizza. And I say to Tom sometimes, you know, waiting for that pizza delivery person, I could have made a pizza by now. You
Right.
know? So, and so economical. I mean, pizzas now are running about $15 to $18.
Yes.
And then if you have to pay the delivery and a tip, you know, you're up to about $20 a pizza. And,
Right.
You know, you can make pizza at home.
I agree.
For not a lot of money.
No, and people
And-
love it.
And people love it, and it's something for the family to do together. Now, does your
everyone's
daughter
on it.
help you? And
She does.
yeah.
She tries, and it's, you know, it's something fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun. It's a learning experience.
Right. Yeah. I see my grandson Declan. He's always making pizza with his dad, and
Yeah, it's
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
It's not- I keep saying this, but I think people enjoy eating it. I think they enjoy watching it be made, and people can participate.
Oh yeah.
So if they like a particular type, I love being able to cater to people like
Isn't that
that.
great?
Yeah. Oh, she's looking good, Sue.
Oh, good.
There we go.
All
And
right.
one piece of mushroom is still in there, so I'll fetch her.
Beautiful. Look at
How's
those
that?
hearts.
Should I put it right on the?
Yes, that'd be great.
That.
Great. So grapes
Do you wanna-
and blue cheese.
do you wanna do-
Now, what temperature do you cook pizza when you make it at home? Do you
425.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice and hot.
Nice and hot, but not like, you know, I mean, these people are trying to get these, you know, ovens up to enormous amounts.
You don't need it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
And the stone, of course, helps the dough cook from the bottom up, right? So that's how you get the
Nice
crust.
crust.
Right,
yeah.
the crust is nice and crunchy.
Right. Yeah. But I don't put mine on the very bottom.
No?
No. I mean, you can see it's about a third,
right,
third
yeah.
of the way, because I want my toppings to cook too.
Okay.
I mean, all that cheese has to get melted,
And the vegetables?
I think because we're using a very thin crust. If we were
Okay,
using
that-
a thicker crust, you might want to, you know, make sure you're on the bottom because it has a lot more to cook.
Okay.
But you know, this is pretty thin, so
It is thin.
cooks pretty quick. And I like toppings.
Blue cheese, right?
Yeah. Ooh. You know, don't you just love? And maybe some
mixed-
cheddar too.
Yeah, great.
Just think of what goes good with grapes.
Right, well, the blue cheese is great.
All right. Some olive oil on there, some EVOO,
That's right. Language I
as
understand.
they say. These are just some fake preserves that I picked up at a like a specialty shop. You can probably get them. You know, I don't know if you can get them at the grocery store necessarily.
I guess with the jams,
Yeah, but I think
in the jam selection.
maybe a specialty grocery store. I think honestly I found them at the Christmas tree shop. So. A nice olive oil and fig. Alright, and then
So we have the cheese, the grapes.
yeah, and then do you want to put some cheddar on?
Great.
kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, and that's what's
fun, exciting.
exactly. And that's usually the one that becomes a hit.
Okay. Give it a punch down. I don't want it to get too big. Just give it a. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, little
Jeez, I gotta do the next one.
Frustration out.
I wish they did the first one.
Hurry up and rise again. Go ahead, try to get up.
Let's see what shape I'm gonna get this time, Sue.
What shape will she get now? You know, you had me convinced earlier that you make perfect circles, so.
I thought I did. I thought I did. I don't know what's happening.
Never
like I said, I like the rectangular. I really like the rectangular.
Yeah.
That's
and then
the
what do you do? Cut them in squares?
And then cut it in squares. That's the Connecticut style. New Haven?
No, really? Yeah. So that's where you're from, right?
Oh, well, New York.
Yeah. So, you know, it's funny how you always have, you know, a pizza of your childhood that was the best.
Right. That you always remember and you always still want.
Yes.
All right. I think she's ready. A little small.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I should probably open this.
What are you doing? Bacon?
Canadian bacon. Straight from Canada, evidently.
Apparently.
You can only get this in
So they say.
only get this in Canada. But it's Kentucky legend.
Oh, well. Kentucky roots.
A lot of migration going on. Not sure what
a little
happened.
southern in all of us.
Yeah.
And the pineapple, right? Here we go.
Right. And then maybe.
And what kind of cheese does he
How about
like?
mozzarella and cheddar?
Good.
A combo. So do you want to
We
put
put
sauce
the sauce on? Yeah.
I'll cut up a little of this. Just hand me a knife when you get a second. Thanks. No, sometimes it's just too much sauce for the crust. I think that's the biggest thing about pizza is that balance of bread, sauce, cheese, topping. You know, trying to get it just right sometimes.
Right, so you don't want too much, so once again you'd have that
Sloppy pizza
okay.
that just kind of folds over and makes a big mess. Let's see, cheese.
Cheese, we'll do the cheddar. Does he like do you want a pinch of oregano?
I always throw a little oregano in just for fun.
Alright, cheddar.
I think I needed this. It's a lot of ham.
Just cheddar?
No, let's do some mozzarella too. Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
I like mozzarella because the way it melts so nice.
Right.
Yeah. And just its melting quality is so amazing. We're looking good, my dear.
Good. Okay.
Alrighty. And then throw on a little meat. We throw in a little pineapple and
Perfect. Yeah, that looks like a good amount.
Is there anything in here? Oh, we have to.
Oh, that's right. Here, we'll try this one.
This one's gotta come out.
Look at that big bubble.
Wow. That is a big bubble. This is a beauty.
It sure is. Oh, almost got it. There we go. It's a nice balloon-shaped one. Perfect. Look at that. Look at those grapes. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Now this one I have to try.
Yeah, this one looks good. Really?
Do you want to put
And
that
put
one
this
in?
one in?
Yeah.
Did I put a flower in the bottom?
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Patience, patience. Here she goes.
All right.
You know what I heard? If you, after putting the dough on the peel,
Yes.
lift it up and blow gently, the air causes it to shift off of the peel very easily.
Huh.
So that's a
Pretty
trick too.
interesting. How pretty that is. grapes and blue cheese and a little mozzarella, cheddar, I think.
Cheddar?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did both. And the blue cheese?
Wait till you taste this.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it delicious?
I'm not kidding you. It's delicious.
Who knew?
This is phenomenal.
You gotta get grapes on your pizza.
This is my favorite.
Okay, well that's it for our show. We made some great pizzas today.
They were fantastic. They look beautiful. They're festive.
Yep, and delicious. So I just want to encourage everyone out there who watched today to, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun to do. It's economical. It brings the family together. What do we say?
I say be creative and have fun and have a lot of people come over and everyone will enjoy themselves and they'll eat well.
Yeah, and don't give up. Might take more than one try to get the results you want, but perseverance.
That is true.
All right, well thanks for watching Cape House Cooking today, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
A big thanks to my good friend Diana McDermott for coming over and helping out.
Thank you, my pleasure.